So we started the show today by talking about the best thing to happen to the Montreal Alouettes in the last 13 years. They won the Grey Cup. They were
so exciting.
I mean, look, to be fair, they were underdogs to win the Eastern Division. They killed the Toronto Argonauts, and then they were underdogs to beat the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who've been in the last 4 Grey Cup games. But hey, all that meant nothing, because the Alouettes, in one of the most exciting games, I think, in Grey Cup history, ended up beating the Blue Bombers, winning the Grey Cup. Noel Thorpe is their defensive coordinator, defensive back coach, and he is on the line now. Noel, thanks for being here, and congratulations.
Aaron and Natasha, thanks for having me. Thanks very much.
I want to start, it's interesting. Typically, we talk about football teams and offense, and yes, Cody Fajardo had a great game yesterday, but much has been talked about the Alouettes' defense, certainly in the Toronto game, and even yesterday. Look, this team came to play. There were some incredibly hard hits, especially in the second half of that game by the Owls. What was it about this? What is it about this defense that makes them so good and so dangerous?
Well, they're a physical group. There's no question about that. These guys are a determined bunch, relentless in their pursuit of the football. We talk about the requirements of playing on this defense is being able to get 12 hats to the football, and if we can do that, we can be disruptive and make some things happen. And I think, a lot of what happened this year was capitalizing on opportunities and having the ability to, in turn, score on those. These guys put up 9 touchdowns in the regular season and 2 in the postseason. We're tremendous that way. Not only, getting the football back for our offense in advantageous field position and getting key stops, but being able to, in turn, score. And, this has just been a tremendous group, a real lunchbox group that's going to work every day and competes every day, and it showed out there on the football field.
It's been a long time, 13 years. 2010 was the last Grey Cup. For fans, it's felt like a long time. That's why this victory is so sweet. What does it feel like, as for the team? Coach, tell us how you're feeling today about this victory.
Oh, tremendously proud. For me, Natasha, 2002 was a Grey Cup victory after 25 years, and I know how important it was for the city and the province to get the cup back. And you're talking about 13 years later. To get that cup back, it's been a long wait, and the journey has been, there's been a lot of adversity, and we talk about, the last 4 years, particularly when Danny was named GM here, and they went through some ownership situations here, and finally, to bring in Coach Moss and to solidify the coaching staff and build this locker room with what the personnel and scouting department, what Danny's done to bring the players in has been tremendous. And just the work and the culture that's been built here. And it's been ongoing. As I said, it was a tough task here, and we've gone through some lean years. I went through some years here after AC, retired, and was in and out of the playoffs and had some struggles, but these guys have remained steadfast and focused, and we're on a mission this year. There's no question about it. And I know, part of that, and early on, we were picked 9th to finish here in the CFL, and really just a real determined group. And as I said, they rolled up their sleeves and went to work and competed each and every day.
So let me ask you about that. You're right. A lot of people wrote off the Alouettes at the beginning of the year. The year did not start well. So my question, I guess, Noel, would be, where was the turning point? You have a team that was, just winning a couple of games here and there. The knock against them was they beat teams that had losing records, could not beat a team that had a winning record. And then, boom, second half of the season, you take 1, 2, 3, 8 wins in a row, including the Grey Cup. What was it? What was that turning point? Was there one?
Well, yeah. Well, I think first off, you saw that during the season where we had some wins and we had some losses, but we were steadfast through the whole thing. There wasn't any panic. We knew what we had in the room. We knew the guys were going to prepare themselves, and the coaches were going to get them prepared and ready to go. I think collectively, and this is a team game, and it's a 3-phase game, offense, defense, and special teams, and they all came together to collaborate all at once, and if one phase was struggling at one time, the other two were picking it up, and you saw that yesterday. I mean, there's no question. The last drive by the offense and the ability to score to put us ahead in the dying moments there. But I think a couple things, and Aaron, I coach on defense, so I can talk from this standpoint. our lineup, when we finally had some consistency in our lineup, we had injuries early in the season. We had young guys that stepped in and did a tremendous job for us defensively. The learning curve is steep, but they went in there and didn't miss a beat. And then we had some key additions. We got guys back that came off injury. We added Darnell Sankey and Sean Lemon. I think from a productivity and a leadership standpoint, experience, you saw what they did on the field production-wise, but what they did in the locker room with their experience and their leadership was something that you don't see outside these walls. They were a tremendous value to our players and our young players in particular. I think it unified us. And as I said, we just kept working hard. And the culture that Jason built and the compete level that we have was something that really unified us. And again, I think we were just steadfast in our approach. There was no panic there.
We have to kind of wrap this up.
It was the most exciting game I've seen in my lifetime.
From my coaching perspective, Noel, I think a lot of fans wonder what a great group this has turned out to be, as you've been detailing. You hope everyone comes back next year. I know that's not, sort of your purview here, but you have any idea, can this team come back pretty much as is next year? I mean, is that ever possible?
Well, you always hope for that. There's no question about it, But like any team, it's not going to stay exactly the same. There's always going to be a change. But I think what Danny and Jay and what they built here is a nucleus and a foundation. It's something, obviously, we're going to continue to build on. Not going to be we're going to enjoy this now and enjoy this for a while up until the start of next season. But, there's tremendous players in this locker room, and as I said, tremendous leadership and culture and a lot of talent here. And obviously the ability to retain as much as we can is going to speak volumes to the success in the future. And
a lot of great coaching, too. Don't sell yourself short. Noel, thank you so much. And again, congratulations.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having me.
You bet. Noel Thorpe, the Owls defensive coordinator. The Grey Cup Parade. Isn't it nice to say that? Wednesday morning. It starts at 11:30 from the corner of de Maisonneuve and Crescent. Will head down and end at the Place des Spectacles. Get out there and support your Montreal Alouettes 2023 Grey Cup champions.
Amazing.
Boy, does that sound nice.
Oh, does it ever.